This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place?
The taco place?
Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with the room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN Live is presented by our title sponsor, RoadPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our major sponsors, Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, Lithia Ford of Boise, and the Blue and Orange store. For more coverage of Boise State athletics, check out the all-new BroncoNationNews.com, now part of the 247 Sports family. Now, here's five-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Well, you know what this picture means. It is Air Force Week. They're going over the triple option and drills. Practice today. The Broncos back on the blue. And yes, it is the painstaking operation of getting ready for the triple option as the Broncos will, for the first time in a couple of years, have to do this on Saturday down at the Air Force Academy, and the last time for several years probably, as Boise State ends their regular season scheduled matchups with Air Force after Saturday's game. But got to know the pitch, the dive, the keeper, all the different options they have there for the triple option, and they're doing as much as they can to get ready for this because, as we found out, Jay Tust, I believe only 3 players on Boise State's defense, Eric Shenander said, have started against Air Force, and not a ton of options or history against the triple option. My name is BJ Rains. This is Jay Tust, Bronco Studios. We welcome you in live outside Jay's office here, the Allen Noble Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store is open inside. Folks are streaming on in to get their gear. They're stopping to get Jay's autograph along the way. So if you're in the area, you can come on in, get your Boise State game day gear at the Hall of Fame, and you can say hello to Jay and others as the Broncos get set for Saturday's game against Air Force. Hopefully you can see us okay, hear us okay, and excited to be with you for the next 30 to 45 minutes here on Bronco Nation News Live. And Jay, we were just out there watching practice. It's still going on, but obviously a lot of focus on the kicking game and a lot of focus on the triple option out there.
Yeah, Zeke Martinez plays kind of a pivotal role this week. You might not necessarily know him if you know local high school ball. He played over at Meridian High, but he was a 4-year starter for the Warriors, and what they did on offense there were shades of the triple option at times. So he's going to have to get these guys ready for game day against Air Force, but they got the perfect guy to do it. Zeke's a very talented kid that is going to put this defense to the test this week, I'm sure. But you're right, not a lot of experience on this Boise State roster against the triple option. Only a couple of starters have actually played against Air Force before. I will say this, though, that a little misleading, like Ty Benefield, for example, Jake Ripp, even Max Steech played against Air Force on the blue in 2020.
I wanted to go back because I think Eric Sander misspoke a little bit. He said three players that have played against them. It was starters, I guess. Right. But others have. Is that starters that have started against them, or I don't know what he was going at? But there's a little bit more experience than he said, but not a ton.
Correct. And I think it's mostly just guys that are going to start on Saturday that have had significant experience against Air Force. Other guys have dabbled against it. Another guy that actually to kind of keep an eye on when it comes to the triple option is Jaden Mickey. When he was at Notre Dame, they played Navy, so he has some experience against the triple option as well.
Who was the guy they brought in from the Citadel, I believe, that had literally played triple option, and they brought him in, and he had 2 huge games against Air Force, and that was the storyline. I'm trying to remember what his name was. Somebody in the chat. 14. Wasn't it Citadel, I believe?
You're right.
Somebody in the chat let us know. First person in the chat that remembers
really entertaining interview.
The transfer that came in from, I believe, the Citadel and was very good against the triple option and had like 2 huge games for Boise State against them when he transferred in. And they joked about that was like the reason they brought him here, and I know it wasn't. But you trying to Google it there, Jay?
I am. Just
Citadel transfer, Boise State. Nobody in the chat has it yet. I'm a little surprised. They did say bring $20 for Jay's autograph. Is it 20 now?
No, it's nothing.
I thought it was 10 still.
It's absolutely free, Bronco 130. I actually pay you to take my autograph.
Who's our guy we're trying to get here?
How
does somebody not know this?
I
Who
know.
Is it?
Well,
Kafari Buffalo.
There it is. I just got to him.
Buffalo.
Dang it. You beat
the
me.
winner of the Google, who Googled it fast enough was
it's Chad Boca. Let's go, Chad.
That's Jay's
Come on,
boy, right?
Chad. Speaking of local football player, Centennial High football legend, Chad. Okay, all right, there we go.
Now, we are going to talk a lot of NFL and Ashton Jeanty, but I do want to start, obviously, with practice. We just saw this. We talked to Spencer Danielson yesterday, and I'm not happy about Ashton Jeanty's situation, by the way. I think he's getting screwed.
Why?
Chip Kelly is
why?
He's already ruining Ashton Jeanty
Why
in 2 games.
Happy about it?
Well, I mean, a lot of reasons. I like the Raiders.
Yeah,
all right,
I like
them last night. I like
Ashton do well.
Yes.
I got some mind-blowing stats for this.
All right, well, we're gonna get to that because I was not happy with that at all last night. And I did have I didn't care if they won or not. I just needed over 20.5 for the Raiders last night. Team total 20.5. That can't be that hard. And I don't know how you dealt with the Geno Smith experience all those years or whatever it was in Seattle.
You got the full experience last night.
That was
he would do just enough.
Gosh,
and then you go, man, I kind of like him, and then drop a game like that.
All right, well, let me just
43 pass attempts, 180 yards, 3 interceptions.
0 for 12 on passes that went more than 10 yards down the field.
Yeah, not good.
At least 3 interceptions. It was not good at all. We'll get to the debacle last night, Ashton Jeanty, and if Chip Kelly is maybe not the best fit for him moving forward here. But I'm glad I saw, was it Zamir White? Is that his name? The other number 3. I'm glad I saw him on 3rd and 2 numerous times in that game over Ashton Jeanty. That was real fun to see. But all right, the triple option. I also want to get to the kicking game. But Jay, what we saw out there today, we saw a couple of the clips here. I can play some more as we're talking. But the triple option in practice, and I know it's you said not a lot of experience. They did not play Air Force last year, and that is pretty rare. Usually you play Air Force every single year. So you went a whole year without playing them last year. And then, as you said, 2 years ago, there's already been a ton of turnover on this defense in 2 years. So they've got 4, 5, or 6 guys that have a little experience about them, but it's not like, oh, we just played them 6 games ago last season or whatever. And that makes me a little nervous, man. I'm not going to lie. I asked Eric Shenander, and of course he's not going to go, yeah, I'm nervous, I'm scared. Maybe I should have phrased it better, but there's got to be a little uneasiness when you have so much unfamiliarity with such a unique style of offense. And they can do all these drills and things they want, but it usually it takes a couple drives to kind of settle in, and it does make me a little nervous for this game, Jay, because Boise State has in the past struggled against Air Force at times. They've lost to them, heck, in this stadium multiple times in the last decade. So, going down to the academy, all that comes with that. And then you have a defense that, has been susceptible to the pass at times this year, and they like to, throw it over the top at times. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but I certainly think this is you shouldn't be feeling like super, super confident if you're Boise State going into this one, at least from a fan perspective.
I think you've seen what Air Force has done offensively this year, and they've been pretty good, man. I think they're averaging almost 40 points per game on offense. Yes, their first game, I think it was against Bucknell or somebody, whatever.
Yep.
Air Force, they come back and they take on Utah State. And I know you look at the scoreboard and you go, oh man, they lost 49-30. But there was they were -3 in the turnover battle. They turned the ball over in bad parts of the field as well. When you look at like the total yardage battle, you see how much more maybe created possessions that Utah State had than Air Force, and the total yardage battle was almost even, right? So this Air Force offense, they do enough to scare you for sure. I think the thing for me, it's the first of everything this week is going to be very critical. The first quarter, getting accustomed to the speed in which Air Force operates the triple option will be big, because as much as Boise State will simulate it in practice, they are not a triple option team. Like I mentioned, Zeke Martinez off the top. I think he's actually going to give this defense some great looks in practice this week as that scout team QB. But like the speed in which that collective unit for Air Force runs the triple option, it's just really, really hard to simulate in practice. So Boise State's going to have to get up to speed quickly on that in the first quarter. Another first for me, first down on defense and on offense for Boise State, because on defense, if you can find a way to limit Air Force's production to a yard or two on first down, you're going to put them in more uncomfortable situations for the rest of that offensive possession. As for Boise State, we saw what happens when they're unproductive on first down against South Florida. It really changes the complexion of their offense. They need to be a run-first team, and in order to do that, you have to be productive on first down. So I think the first quarter and first down on offense and defense are very big for this team, because Air Force is also a team that can frustrate you if you fall behind early.
Oh, you cannot be behind against Air Force. Yeah, you're in trouble if that's the case. And also, as you said, I mean, they're passing the ball a little more than they have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I know in the Utah State game, some of that was they were behind in the game and had to throw the ball. But they still attempted 5 passes in the first half, which is more than they typically do. They had 9 in a win against Bucknell. So, I mean, you're passing the ball 9 times when you don't really have to. I would say that's, they're averaging 4 or 5 pass attempts a half when the game is still in doubt, and more than that when it was starting to get away. So, and that, Jay, I mean, you go back to the recipe. I remember one game at the academy, and there was a game here too where and that's how Air Force can get you, man. You're one-on-one on the outside, and it's run. All it takes is one time, and they get you over the top with the pass, and they've been doing that a little bit this year.
Yep, I agree with that. And
I'm going to say this, cut you off. The quarterback and the receivers,
they look better.
They're not just like wide open throws, dude. There was like it's 4th and 9. They know they're passing the ball. And I watched that guy in the wide receiver, number 11, I think it was, or number 8 maybe, cut out, and he made a great throw. And it was like, they actually look like they actually have some talent at the quarterback position and the wide receiver position.
Interesting. Yeah. That's why it's going to be an interesting matchup this weekend, and we'll see if Boise State can dictate the game. Time of possession is hard to win against Air Force, but it's critical to win, turnover battle and things like that. And, hopefully the Broncos can go on the road and handle it. Another thing that's going to be big is flying to the ball and pursuing against the triple option. You have to do that in order to have success against Air Force's offense.
Now, the spread did open at -4, which surprised a lot of people, said it was disrespectful, whatever. The opening line at Circa on Sunday morning was -4, and I just checked the Circa app. Boise State is already up to -10. So I don't know. I don't know if the odds makers just quickly realized they screwed up the line or what, where the money was coming in. But the current odds, I am on our handy dandy Circa Sports app. Thanks to Circa Sports, great sponsor of ours here at BNN. The current line, and Jan, the opening line can move pretty quickly just because right away it can get bet up if they realize, maybe we just messed up the line a little bit, or I don't know. But It did open at -4, and it's already up to -10. And I will say, Jay, -10 seems a little more. I'm not sure I would lay the 10, but I would say when I saw the 4, I was like, oh, you got to like Boise State at -4. I'm not sure I like them as much at -10, but I do think if you look at the two teams, Air Force coming off a loss at Utah State, Boise State a bye week after blowing out Eastern Washington, and you still think Boise State's a pretty good team. -10's probably about where it should be.
Yeah, I mean, closer to that. But that being said, I think you're kind of right on. Boise State's got to bring it this game because I think Air Force is a little sneaky. I think that you look at what they did against Utah State, and I think Mendenhall is a good coach, and Utah State's going to be better than most people are giving him credit for. I also said the same thing about New Mexico and Jason Eck. There's no way they're finishing 10th or 11th or wherever the heck they were picked to finish in the Mountain West, in my opinion. But I just think that Air Force is, after a performance like that, they can be overlooked by some. I don't think they should, because I think they can be pretty dynamic and explosive offensively.
What do you think of the triple option? Do you like it? I mean, everyone talks about the tush push and all this, and there's just unique things, unique plays, unique offenses. Not a lot of teams run the triple option, but Air Force doesn't really have a choice, Jay, given their size constraints on the line and everything that it takes to be a service member and a cadet, in the Air Force Academy. And so this is how the service academies try to even the playing field a little bit with the triple option. But it can be super frustrating. As a fan, the games go a little faster. But as you said, I mean, it just can be a little boring at times. But, I mean, they run. But they've obviously had a lot of success doing it. And Troy Calhoun, I mean, he was the offensive coordinator of the Houston Texans. So, I mean, he's not just a triple option guy, but that's what he's had to do in 19 years, one of the longest tenured coaches in all of college football. They've had a ton of success running it there.
They have. I think it's kind of fun just because it's a different storyline for us. In my days as a shooter, as a photog, I hated shooting highlights of the triple option because once you really try to get in there and get good highlights, it can be a little deceiving and difficult to track the ball at times. And then you get a really good understanding of why it's hard to play against it. But so much of it isn't about just tracking the ball. If you're a defensive guy, you got to read your keys and stay disciplined in that regard, because if you get your eyes out of place, then that's when Air Force can hit those home runs against you.
Well, again, they can get you with the run, they can get you with the pass, and that makes it a very tough thing to go against.
Boise State needs to hit them with their own ground game this week. You know what I mean? Like, Boise State needs to control the tempo, dictate, what Air Force is doing on offense by trying to keep them behind the chains and things like that. And that's how you do it. I'll say this. I've actually only been to, in all my time at KTVB, I actually only got to travel out to the academy one time for a game.
Really?
Cool. Yeah, cool spot to watch a game, though. Like, I think it's actually a really cool spot. They have probably the most difficult cell service, even for like our TVU pack and stuff. It was like impossible to get out of there. So it makes it really difficult to do a pregame show from field level.
Thanks for reminding me. I was going to bring the Starlink and thought I'd be good.
You know what I thought? I didn't know if that's what you're talking about, but I was going to probably give you a little suggestion there. But it is truly brutal. Maybe Starlink's different. I don't know if you have better.
That's a satellite. It should go straight to a satellite. You said that's what your pack was, right?
Yeah, maybe. Well, it's like a satellite. It still operates off cell phone signals, essentially, just a bunch of good ones.
Well, this will be if Starlink works at the academy, it may be the final straw that leads me to buy it.
Okay.
Because I'm renting it again for the weekend.
Well, there we go.
They would have given me they actually offered me a spot with Ethernet up in the press box, and I said, you know what, I want to try it from the field. So maybe that was a bad decision there. I didn't think about that.
I want to get that on backup.
I didn't think about there. You mentioned the academy, though, and I think I've been there for 4 or 5 football games. I remember the time against, and I can't tell you, 4 or 5 basketball games as well. But the one time I vividly remember was during COVID when Hank Bachmeier was out that game, and nobody knew if he was going to play or not, or actually nobody had any inkling that he wasn't going to play. But all of a sudden they come out for warm-ups, and you're watching the 3 quarterbacks warm up, and there's no Hank Bachmeier.
Yep.
And I remember, just kind of on a side story, I wrote a quick story and had it ready, and then waited till it was the official, he's out. And I was getting retweeted by Pete Thamel and Brett McMurphy and Ross Dellinger. And we set a record at the Idaho Press for page views for that story. Hank Bachmeier out with COVID or whatever against Air Force, because maybe the Statesman had a reporter there, but I don't even remember if KTVB sent anybody during COVID.
We were not allowed to travel.
I don't think anybody, there was very few. It was one of those weird years where nothing against, it was COVID. It was totally understandable.
I didn't even know I was allowed in the station at that time.
I think the Idaho Press, I give them credit, man. They still sent us during COVID. And I remember that, though, because just nobody else would have seen it because nobody was there. And so I had the story ready to go. And I used that as an example for the rest of the season to the paper, why they needed to keep sending me, because we had that story. But I just remember Hank Bachmeier missed that game. Jack Sears, I believe, made the start.
Jack Sears.
And I believe had a pretty good game.
No. He had an unbelievable game.
And then it was the very next game, right? The very next game when he came back
BYU.
and Hank was still out, and then Sears got hit with it in the head early in the game, and
Hank
they were done.
I believe the storyline there was Hank was literally hours away from getting cleared, but the COVID protocol or whatnot, the game started too early. It was something so trivial like that or whatever. But anyways, he could not get eligible in time, so it was Sears. And then on like the third play of the game, he goes for a quarterback sneak, takes one off the head, and then missed the rest of the game.
Totally legal hit, if I remember too.
I don't know if it was.
No, I'm kidding.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right.
It should have been targeting. I don't even think they looked at it.
I can't remember something to it, but either way. And if you remember, that was the game where was it Cade Finnegan?
Yep, and then Nate Peters,
and then Andy Peters from Timberline High School, a true freshman walk-on from Idaho, gets into the game, goes 4 for 8 for 8 yards, ends up transferring out to the College of Idaho, has a prolific career out there. Now he's wrapping up with with St. Thomas in Minnesota. Just played Idaho, had a phenomenal game, by the way, against the Vandals.
And I'm not sure if Boise State would have won that game, but I remember it was just a big buzzkill because they ended up getting beat pretty bad, I believe.
Oh, they got smashed.
And you just didn't even have a shot.
You remember BYU's quarterback?
Was that Zach Wilson?
It was Zach Wilson.
Okay.
He made a throw that I was like, I don't know if this kid's real or not. Is he really the real deal? And he went from like the right hash at like the 50 all the way back across the other hash to the left pylon. I mean, the throw probably traveled really like 70 air yards, and it was like right on the money. I remember at that throw going, okay, he's all right.
Now, I will say,
Jay, so much in the NFL, but yeah.
I will say you've been there one time, but just to remind you, probably not a good idea. I don't remember if you actually would anyway, but probably not a good idea to go flip-flops.
No, wear shoes.
It is not ideal, and I quickly find out, even when I think I'm semi in shape, which is not right now, so it's going to be rough. Even when I come in there thinking I'm semi in shape, you find out very quickly you're not,
to the press box.
Because the climb to the press box is legendary. There's no elevator. No. You've got to get, if you wanted to, to meet, ADA standards, whatever, there is a ramp that goes way around, but that's not, I mean, you got to go straight up from the field to the very top of the stadium, and you get your workout in pretty good. And it's not you
start to feel the elevation about three-quarters of the way up.
3/4 of the way up the first set of stairs. I mean, that is one of the challenges. It is a unique place to cover a game for a lot of reasons. It's not the nicest press box of all time. It's not the nicest, like I said, you have to walk up. It is what it is. But I will say this, Troy and the whole staff at Air Force, I've already talked to Troy about doing the show on the field, and they could not be nicer. Awesome. They're one of the best sports information staffs in the entire conference, and especially with what I dealt with down at South Florida 2 weeks ago. Very happy to be back in conference and have someone that's not going to make you move your live shot 30 seconds before you go on. But by the way, are we going to get a Jay Tust appearance on the pregame show? Hopefully at some point. What do you guys got going on pregame?
Do we put me on the spot like this?
Yes.
I might swing by.
All right.
Yeah,
we'll trade you Friday for 10 minutes on Saturday.
We'll figure out a time.
But by the way, somebody says, did I get the kicking job? I didn't get the kicking job, but I may get the returning job. Jay, did you see that today?
No, I didn't. I didn't see any of it.
Okay.
What happened?
Well, I'm going to get I will be getting the footage somehow from somebody. I'm going to make sure that I FOIA this or something, and we can blur out who missed the field goal. We don't need to talk about that part of it. I'm not trying to put anybody on blast. Practice is getting ready to start. I walk out, and they're stretching at one end and doing field goal attempts at the other. And literally, I got the video, but I turned it off. 5 seconds after I stand out there, I'm shooting somebody kicking a field goal. The field goal goes, and I was right under the goalpost, we'll say. It was just barely to the right. The kick did miss, but I was pretty close, and the ball's coming right for me. And I've had this, in the past where it's like on a punt or something or a ball out of bounds. Like, do I risk it? Because if you miss it, you just get, made fun of by the other media, obliterated, whatever. But all the ribbing I've taken the last couple of weeks since the pro day, I'm talking trainers, I'm talking players, coaches of other sports. The basketball staff and players are giving it to me for all the ribbing I've taken for my tremendous performance in the 40-yard dash, and in particular the broad jump, which was a legendary performance. I thought, you know what, it can't get much worse. So it was a split-second decision. I dropped the phone. The ball's coming right at me, and I think I made a textbook perfect catch. Didn't bobble it, nothing. I just caught it, and I think I even maybe tucked it a little bit. And here's the thing, Jay, I was expecting like someone to say, hey, nice catch, great job, whatever. And then I realized that, it was a missed field goal. So nobody was too happy about that. And so there wasn't anything that was said. And I guess maybe that's where I'm at athletically now. They just assume I'm going to catch that. But I caught it, gave a nice throw back to the ball boy there. And whatever little individual clips at practice that afterwards that Spencer puts up there for the next day for the team, like after everything I've taken, I think they deserve to highlight that I made the catch there.
And that right there is 2 minutes in your life that you will never get back for
No.
all of you watching.
Yes.
The funny thing is I was shooting and kicking as well this morning, and it was like the one kick that I did not shoot. And then
you're off in the corner a little bit.
I was trying to get a different angle of it.
Did you see me catch it though?
And out of the corner of my eye, I go, did BJ just catch that? And then I looked over and you were like, I just caught that.
Yes, I wanted to make sure everyone knew. I'm telling you, normally I wouldn't care, but after all the crap I got for my pro day performance, I'm not as horribly athletic as everyone thinks. I caught the ball and I was like, yes. And as I said, I was expecting someone to say nice catch or cheer or nothing. And it was silent. And I was like, okay, then here you go. Here's the ball back. But then I realized, they had missed the field goal, and that's why they probably weren't too happy about it. But that is another storyline, Jay, field goal kicking that we need to get into because the field goal kicking, and there's parts of practice we can't say who is depth chart and all that stuff. But we were told that Colton Boomer was the starting kicker.
Depth chart's unchanged.
On that, and then all three guys got chances, but it may not have been in the order you would have thought. I mean, it was. I know they're mixing and trying, and at one point they were doing their little TV timeout, and I'm standing on the side right before we came out here, and Spencer Danielson kind of turned around and noticed me and said, "BJ, still trying to figure out our kicker." And I know he's kind of being whatever, but they had all the team come out, and they were all there trying to, make some noise, and they had horns going and stuff to try to, as much they can, simulate a game. But they got three guys in the mix, Jay, and I think this competition is going to go all the way down to Saturday.
It is wild, but following a bye, going into the third game of the season, there is still an ongoing kicking battle, and it's not between two guys. It's between all three guys on the roster, and I don't know who is going to emerge. I think that hopefully now I know it's not all of you, but hopefully there are some of you that go back and appreciate Jonah Dalmas's career and what he was for 99% of it, for just such a massive portion of his career. You knew he stepped on the field and he was going to be automatic. He's going to kick it through the uprights. And, a couple of years ago, he made 24, 27, some crazy amount of field goals in a season. And I'm confident saying I don't think Boise State's going to touch that number. And here's the deal. They need to get that figured out in a hurry, BJ, because they don't have – I know that we've said this about a billion different things this year, but Ashton Jeanty was so good at finishing drives in the red zone last year that it left Jonah on the sidelines more often than not, not getting the opportunity to cap those drives. And now, they might be fine. I think that I love what they're doing in the running back room. They made a massive step or took a massive step against Eastern Washington. They got Sire going. They got Malik going. They got Dylan Riley going. And so maybe it's a moot point, but I'll say this, better safe than sorry. You need to make sure that you feel confident getting points when you get down inside the red zone, and you need a kicker that you can send out there just in case you do hit fourth down in a distance that you don't feel comfortable trying to go for it, that you're going to come away with points. This is conference play, man. Yep. The South Florida loss hurt, but now if you don't figure out these little things, it could really, really hurt.
And I know Spencer Danielson didn't say it, but I truly believe, just my opinion, I truly believe that part of the not going for the 40-yard field goal and they were down 10 had to do with the inconsistency of the kicking game during fall camp. And he said, hey, you're down by 10. You're not going to win with field goals. I understand that. And I'm sure that was a large part of the decision. But
I think somewhere into the back
that a 40-yard field goal is not a sure thing right now for this team, or wasn't in that game. And again, there's not a lot we can say in terms of today and who made what, who was first, who missed what. But I just think that's a very big issue still. Whoever wins the job going into this game, and is it one missed kick? And one missed kick, are they going to switch right away to somebody else? And it does change, I think, Jay, how you call a game, how you plan. If you're at the 40-yard line or 35-yard line, you always knew in the past, okay, Jonah's got a 52-yard attempt we feel pretty good about. I do think there's going to be a lot more third down play calling also that impacts fourth down, because you may have to go for some of these.
I agree with you. I would not debate you on what you said about even maybe Spencer's decision down at South Florida. I think there probably is something to that. Along those lines, though, you're right. All of a sudden, if you're 3rd and 5 inside the 20, that call becomes a little bit different, knowing man, we also got to get this to fourth and manageable because we don't feel that great about our kicking situation. So it does potentially alter things. And almost like, what we said of South Florida, getting behind the chains and things like that. Like, you always want to be on the attack. You never want to feel like you're being defensive when you're on offense. And in this case, that could be something that creeps in of like, man, we got to manage this instead of doing, what we feel is best right now overall for our offense.
Yeah, I just we haven't had this conversation. I mean, I know fans want to point to some of these big kind of kicks and big times, Jay, over the years that have been missed, but over the course of the last 10, 15 years, they've had some pretty darn good field goal kickers that you could rely on here.
Yeah, I wish we could turn the camera around because this person has been trying to parallel park for like no joke 2 minutes. And here's the deal, though, they're in the spot. I don't get why
don't put this person on blast. We know who this is, actually.
No,
it's a very nice person.
Okay, just kidding then.
Yeah, and when they walk by, we're going to say they weren't the one.
I'm just kidding then. I'm just messing with you then. They
that was
the
and
parking
did they even
job.
get in? And they're not even in the spot all the way.
Not quite, but that's all right. Whatever. I've been looking over the camera for the last 2 minutes watching this, mostly because my car is also right behind.
Yes, yeah.
So,
I should have got a little closer to you on the other.
I didn't want to have to get off the broadcast here because I had to go worry about my car getting hit. But we're good.
Jay, before we switch to Ashton Genty real quick, what's your? I mean, is it going to be Boomer? You think, or who takes that first field goal attempt?
I'm gonna just because I think he's the guy with the most game experience. I think that when you do some deductive reasoning there, and I guess that's what you rely on. He has done it before, and he's done it at a high level before. He's made some long kicks before. He made a big time kick here before. So at the end of the day, I probably lean that way. 50
and a 55-yarder on the blue as part of that 4-for-4 game to beat Boise State a couple years ago at UCF. Yeah. I asked Spencer yesterday, and I'm not saying it was the wrong decision. I just was curious. He did have, I thought, a little bit of a quick hook, like one blocked extra point, one missed field goal, and all of a sudden, let's give somebody else a chance. What did you make of? And also, it was interesting, obviously, that it was Moore and not Reeser who was the next guy, because I think we all thought Moore, at least I did, was third in the competition, not second. But what did you make of the? I'm not going to say quick hook, but the decision to switch kickers last game as early as they did after one miss. And I know that obviously went back. It wasn't just one miss. It was all fall that was being brought into that. But in terms of confidence and trying to get a kicker established, if he's your guy, what'd you make of them switching up in that game in the second quarter?
I mean, here's the deal.
Was that a fair question to ask Spencer?
No, I think it's a really fair question to ask him. But I think that, what I'm guessing that, and I don't even know if it'd be a reasonable part of the equation as we do watch it, but there's obviously a backstory there of what's going on in practice. And so maybe you're operating a little bit off a field there where somebody has it or they don't have it, and it's time to try something new. Or just, I mean, maybe the game plan was get up big and hopefully give some other guys opportunities. I'm not sure. About a completely different topic, Spencer did say game reps are gold, right?
Yeah.
And so that you got to maybe just trying to distribute the wealth or something a little bit there in terms of opportunity. I'm not sure.
I'm getting some Avalos QB swapping vibes with the kicker situation.
It's the kicker. I don't know if we got to.
But
I'll say this. I will say this. I almost think that it gets to a point where the psychology of it almost maybe getting to the point where almost you have to try to find a way to minimize that, because now I do think it's like a baseball swing where the littlest thing and you feel like you're off, or a golf swing, which we've heard it related to that a number of times, and it feels like it can be off. I just think that you have to be careful about talking about it too much and drawing too much attention to it.
Yeah.
You want the guys to feel the pressure, but you also don't want it to get to a point where it detracts from things and is a huge negative.
But I mean, Colton Boomer's going to go out there for that first field goal knowing if I miss this, I might get yanked right away.
And that's what you got to feel the pressure of it, but you can't also let it impact you. I don't know. It's a difficult thing to. There is a psychological battle going on here with these people, though, or with these kickers, I should say.
Yeah, and that's going to be very interesting to see how they. Because Jay, I was trying to find my game notes. I don't have the stat on me. You may know it off top hand, but I was looking at the game notes. You go back since Boise State joined the Mountain West, their record is obviously tremendous. But even in their losses, so you count all the games they've played, 8 games a year. And you throw in the whatever, how many years has been 10 games. So it's over 100 games, I believe, in the Mountain West. They've only lost 5 games, I believe, by more than 7 points. Mm-hmm. 5 games out of over 100 where they've only lost by more than 7 points. So the fact that, the chances at some point this season of a kick impacting one of these games is
That's
probably
what I mean.
fairly big.
And now that conference play is here, you don't want to risk it. That's all I'm saying. Like you would rather figure it out.
Hey, we're going to talk Ashton Jeanty here in a second, but I want to thank RowPaint.com, our title sponsor, Andy Rowe and Company. Did you see, Jay, he was waving Old Crimson? He feels bad about that. He thinks he might have been the curse for the game on Saturday. But he went to College Game Day and got to wave old Crimson there.
If anything, I think Andy actually got the score a little bit closer because we were down 59-3, I want to say. So I'm actually going to give Andy credit for actually cutting it to 49.
He's going to join us next Monday and talk about his experience down at College Game Day. But RowPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics. Check them out online at RowPaint.com. All those concrete coatings, interior, exterior painting. Saw Pearson Carmichael walk by here momentarily or a little bit earlier, Jay. He's with ICCU now, as is Maddox Madsen, Latrell Caples, Cage Casey, and others. It's so great to see the ICCU logo back inside the stadium, outside the stadium. Idaho Central Credit Union. Make the switch today, folks. They're now on board as an official sponsor at Boise State, and Rain's family is loving it since we made the switch to ICCU a couple years ago. You can as well, ICCU.com. Hey, TacoBellWorks.com, the website for the Nicolason family, SON Management Group, all the locally owned Treasure Valley Taco Bell locations. They've committed more than $400,000 to student-athlete scholarships, the endowed scholarships, for the men's and women's basketball teams. The food is great. My kids are loving the Mountain Dew Baja Blast that you can get and all the other great options there at Taco Bell. So looking for that fourth meal, looking for a quick meal before flag football tonight. That'll probably be us. We'll be back at Taco Bell online at TacoBellWorks.com. Hey, tonight we got two shows for you. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But Jackson sponsors the Riley and Ridge Show. And how about this, Jay? We got Mason Randolph and Roger Carrion coming on live at the James tonight, 8 o'clock over at the James Kitchen and Bar. Thanks, courtesy of Jackson's. They take care of some NIL deals to get some players over there. And we have Mason Randolph and we have Roger Carrion. Both are going to be live on set tonight at the James Kitchen and Bar, 8 o'clock. And that's courtesy of Jackson. So come join us tonight for the Riley and Ridge Show, 8 o'clock at the James. As always, if you're a paid subscriber, your first beer's on us. We hope you come hang out, sit on the patio, watch the show. And again, Jackson's, make sure you hit up Jackson's, get that 99-cent coffee anytime, day or night at Jackson's. We are outside the Blue and Orange store here at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame. You can see folks behind us in the windows buying stuff here. I even saw someone made it. You can get a jersey made inside there, right there in seconds. And I even saw someone put a Tust jersey on the wall there.
Absolutely not. But I did hear that the Cage Casey jerseys are absolutely fire this year.
Are they selling pretty well?
That's what I heard.
Okay. Well, I could have sworn I saw it said Tust. Maybe it said Casey in the background there. But the Blue and Orange store online, theblueandorangestore.com. They got the location at the mall and obviously the location down near Boise or at Boise State here at the Allen Noble Hall of Fame. And speaking of Latrell Caples and NIL and Lithia Ford Boise, Jay, we had fun driving the expedition, the 2025 expedition.
We just got a Lithia Ford truck.
There's another Lithia Ford car. Yeah, just sitting right here near us, right by the Allen Noble Hall of Fame, by the Lyle Smith statue. It's kind of fitting. Just you have Lyle Smith, and then you have the Lithia Ford vehicle right there next to it. But appreciate Jim Sturk and company, Lithia Ford of Boise, and online lithiafordboise.com. You can check them out, and they're doing great things in the community as well. All the NIL deals that they have, and that was quite the vehicle, Jay. It's got me wishing I could afford it because that expedition we drove last week was pretty cool.
That thing was awesome. Are you kidding me? Like, that was amazing. So fun show.
And there is the should I show it real quick if I can?
Is it worth the gamble? Is it worth it? I don't know if it's worth it.
There's the white Lithia Ford truck just sitting there right there. F-150.
Yeah.
That's a nice Lithia. That's a nice Ford 150 right there. I'm not a big. The white ones look nice if you can keep them clean, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only issue. You got to keep them clean.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, Ashton Jeanty. In the time we have left with you, I was just and I put it out on Twitter. I did have the over. There you go. The over 20. That was too much.
Too much.
The over 20 and a half team total for the Raiders. You wanted a little action on it. It's okay. I think the Raiders can get 21 points tonight. Our friend Nathan Carroll had some crazy stat about Geno Smith in domes where his team over was like 21-2 or something crazy for Geno Smith. And so we went with it.
21-3.
Yeah, we went with it. It didn't go out too well. Geno Smith, man, first of all, that was just bad. That was hard to watch. But I just didn't understand the usage of Ashton Genty in that game. I just thought, and I know the offensive line has some issues, obviously. But his first carry, he goes 13 yards, looks pretty impressive, and then leaves the field. And I know that there was a play where he went the wrong way, maybe on the handoff. There was a play early on in a couple plays later where he did go the wrong way on the handoff, and they quote unquote penalized him, took him out of the game, I guess. And I understand that.
Well, Geno
right
also
there.
threw a pass away on 4th down. So,
but for a 10-play drive,
that makes sense, by the way. Threw a pass, like, it's 4th down.
He also got sacked badly on 4th down without even trying to throw it. Yeah, that's a whole nother issue. But he rushes for 13 yards on the first play of the drive and then doesn't get another carry. I know he was supposed to get one. I get it. But doesn't get another carry the entire rest of the drive. Then another drive I think it was late first quarter, early second quarter again, Jay. He has back-to-back like 10-yard runs for first downs. He's starting to get lathered up, get going, back-to-back nice runs. And then they take him out of the game again, and he doesn't come back in. And then twice on that drive, I think they had 3rd and 2, and it's Zamir White in there, not even Ashton Jeanty. So I know you have some stats here. I did not like how Ashton Jeanty was used. And I know somebody on the TV broadcast said, they're trying to save him for the rigors of a 17-game season. That's not Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Genty's not a guy you bring in for 2 plays and then take him out for 6 plays and put him back in. He wants the ball every single play, and he's the guy that, as we saw, eventually, he got close a couple times where if you'd beaten one last guy, you might have been gone. We saw that all the time. 1-yard run, 1-yard run, 3-yard run, 4-yard run, 75-yard run. You got to keep feeding Ashton Jeanty the ball. I was very disappointed. And even when they did, I just didn't like the way they did it. There was this weird screen pass where he caught it and then got blown up right away because the guy missed the block. I just didn't think they're putting Ashton Jeanty in great situations. Didn't give him the ball enough. I think it was 13 touches in that game. I don't need to see Geno Smith throwing 43 times and Ashton Jeanty getting 13 touches. I hope I'm overreacting, Jay. I hope it's 2 games. I hope it's not a big deal. I hope I'm, just blowing this out of proportion, but I got a little nervous for Ashton Jeanty and the rest of the season with what I saw from Chip Kelly.
11 carries, 43 yards, 3 catches for 1 yard. Yeah, look at these season stats.
And it was usually Geno Smith about to be getting sacked or whatever and just kind of trying to save himself, and he threw it to Jeanty in a horrible spot to do anything.
So I put this graphic out this morning, actually. So Ashton Jeanty has 81 rushing yards this season, right? He has 84 yards after contact. So he has more rushing yards after contact than actual total rushing yards. So on average, that would suggest, on average, I don't know if that's the right way to phrase that, but I'm just going to go
where he's getting
hit
behind the line of scrimmage.
I mean, technically, yes. It's the NFL. It's not college. I mean, it's not like you're going to have like crazy yards before contact. I get that. But the fact that he has more yards after contact than rushing yards is insane. It actually gets even worse than that because he has 3 receiving yards this season through 2 games, but 26 yards after the catch.
So he's hit in the backfield a couple of times for big losses.
Yeah, so we're talking about a guy that has 84 yards from scrimmage this season, but 110 yards after contact or after catch. It's kind of a wild stat. Like he ranks 35th in the NFL in rushing yards so far this season, but he's 16th in yards after contact. I mean, he's doing some things. I'm just saying, I don't think Ashton Genty's the problem.
No, there was a couple of those.
For all you doomsday
and there was
people.
Even one of those where Zamir
the guy's not the problem.
And Zamir White at one point also had the same problem. He got a carry where they hit him in the backfield.
Yeah.
It's like, I understand. Ashton Jeanty would have probably been in the same boat there and not got it. I just, on 3rd and 2, to not even have Ashton Jeanty on the field. I just didn't get some of the way the ins and outs, and he'd have a great run, and then they'd take him out. I mean, I'd have to look at the snap count, Jay, but it wouldn't shock me if Zamir White played more snaps than him.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. I should have looked that up before the show.
I bet you it's pretty close.
Yeah.
It felt like there was, because a couple of those drives, and the one time he was penalized because they ran the wrong way on the handoff. But we watched Ashton Jeanty, Jay. He's not a guy, in my opinion. Maybe the NFL's different. I know they like these multiple backs and all this, but he's a guy that needs to stay on the field. And it doesn't matter what the situation is, what the down is. And I thought they were trying to pass too much on 1st down. So then they're giving Jeanty on 2nd and 10 the handoff, and he'd get 4 yards or whatever. And then they're in 3rd and 6 all of a sudden. And I don't know. I just didn't like it.
Okay. First off, I do not know more about football than Chip Kelly. Duh. But maybe let him stand up. Maybe let Ashton do what he's comfortable with.
Hey, is this karma for him coming in telling him you got to change your stance right away?
Like, obviously, Ashton's playing his tail off regardless, but I don't know. I'm just saying it's almost like a batting coach. Like you're going through this right now with your kids. I think you find these hitting coaches and they're like, no, I'm going to have everybody same load, same hand position, but everybody's different, right?
Yeah.
So you have to find the hitting coach that adapts to you. Yeah. And so that's why I think Ashton proved it last year, man. Like, let him do what he's comfortable doing. I don't think you need to reinvent the wheel all the time.
And is it really honestly, the way he stands? Probably not. But
probably not. But
from a confidence, mental standpoint, and also
it might mean how he's comfortable. Ashton's a little bit shorter. Maybe he feels like, and I know he said it, like maybe he feels like he can see things better by standing up. You know, that's just whatever.
Well, he let him stand up when he was on the sidelines for half the game.
Yeah,
I just like I said, I hope I'm overreacting, Jay. But if this is the situation, how he's going to be used all season, it's going to be hard for him to really have a successful year. And I feel really bad because, you could joke about the bet, whatever, but it was just, they just did not put it, in my opinion, they did not put Ashton Jeanty in the best chance to succeed last night. And I didn't watch the whole game against the Patriots. There was a lot of games on, but I watched every snap of that game last night with the sound on. By the way, man, feeling for our man, Chris Fowler. His voice was a little, during that open, I didn't even think it was him. I was like, who do they have doing the play-by-play for this game? And then he comes on. I was like, oh, wow. I mean, he just had a hoarse voice or had a cold or something, but I felt bad for him. But I just, I don't know. Like I said, I hope I'm overreacting, Jay, because Ashton Jeanty
I have 3 kids under 5. I didn't get a chance to watch much.
All right. Well, Ashton Jeanty, I hear you. Luckily, it didn't start till 8, so I was pretty close to getting
our kids off. I got the last part of it that was irrelevant.
Yeah, I really hope that it's not what it seemed like, because Chip Kelly, I just thought, had no flow calling plays and was doing weird stuff on first down, and they were just in 3rd and long so much. Yeah. And there was 12 batted passes or whatever I saw. I mean, and you know what? The Chargers have a pretty good defense. I mean, I do understand that the Chargers have a good defense, and maybe that's just, it was a bad night for Geno, and the Chargers made it tough for Chip Kelly, and we'll see. They go to I think Washington. They go to Washington, I believe, on Sunday. Short week, going to the Commanders. So we'll see for them what's next. But I just I felt bad for Ashton Jeanty, man. I did not. 13 touches is you draft the guy 6th overall for 13 touches? I mean, come on.
Well, funny thing is, man, like 44 or 43 yards on 11 carries. That's not bad. Like if you double his carries, 86 yards in the NFL is a nice freaking day at the office.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. All right. Well, final thing, Jay, we'll let you go. I got a cool announcement to make about a new show starting tonight. But any final thoughts on Saturday's game? Genty, football, basketball starting Monday. It's a beautiful day outside. You can go whichever way you'd like.
It's an awesome time of year. We're starting to see the leaves change a little bit. It's beautiful out here. Hopefully we hang on to the nice weather long enough for that App State game, which kicks off at 5:30, by the way, on September 27th. And it's a great time of year. We start to say goodbye to summer, but lean into fall, and got a chance to watch a little bit of football this last weekend. And man, there's nothing like, I don't get many days on the couch. I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I got 3 kids, 5 and under. So the time is few and far between that I actually get to do it, but I'll even take an hour to hit the jump button on the remote a few times. And it was nice to do that.
I'm trying to find it. We had somebody's birthday today, and I wanted to give him a shout out here. Also, our man Vlad says, "Oh, isn't it nice to hear these guys be critical for once when we're talking about Ashton Jeanty?" So we love you, Vlad. Thanks for always commenting and watching the shows, man. Porter Lee kicking off my birthday by listening to 2 of the best in Boise State sports media. Love you guys.
Oh,
thank you, Porter.
Happy birthday,
always gets
Porter.
pumped for the Daily Show. Jay, I'm going to keep this thing rolling. I do have an announcement to make. I know you have an actual day job you have to get into, so we appreciate you for jumping on. We do have interviews coming up in about an hour. Marco Notriani and Maddox Madsen will talk to the media today, and then I know you guys will be all over that. And then tomorrow, we got a preview for Wednesday's 4 o'clock. I'm putting you on the spot here. Bronco Studios, Wednesday at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we'll start to preview the Mountain West game. Be joined by somebody that knows the Mountain West game from the Mountain West Network. Preview the Air Force game.
Jesse Kurtz?
Yeah, Jesse. We're going to try to track him down. And then we'll see about Shane Williams-Rhodes jumping in studio. But we'll hear from Maddox and Marco because we'll get them today. And we'll just kind of start to.
We need the Jay's Sports Bar logo though during the Shane Williams-Rhodes during the Shane Williams-Rhodes segment.
I'll say this too: some Boise State softball, some fall games are about to kick off. Sent Justin Schultz a text this morning. Did not get a text back, so I'm coming after you, Justin.
Coach Schultz on the show.
Yeah, Coach Schultz on the show.
All right. Luckily, they're better at softball than the basketball
team.
Show. Yeah. Don't say that too many times. Yeah, that's a good preview of the South Florida. Good description of the South Florida game, I think. But Jay, appreciate you, man.
All right, buddy.
All right, we're going to keep this thing going. I do have a cool announcement to make in a minute. But first, Snake River Pool and Spa, patio and game. We appreciate them for their support of Bronco Nation News and thespateam.com. They have locations in Boise, Twin Falls, Meridian, and Nampa, and you can check them out online, thespateam.com, whether it's a sauna, whether it's a pool table, whether it's anything for the game room there, dartboard maybe, or of course their great line of spas. You can check them out online at Snake River Pool and Spa, patio and game. Hey, Matt Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. You can check them out online at BauscherRealEstate.com. Raines family, we bought and sold our home using Matt and his team. It was tremendous, and we're very appreciative and thankful that we did. Kelly, the whole crew did a tremendous job helping us out. First class customer service every step of the way. If you want to support someone that backs it up financially, one of the biggest Bronco supporters out there, that's Matt Bauscher. Make the switch today. Bauscher Real Estate, and if maybe you like your realtor that sold your home a couple years ago and you're still going to their barbecues, whatever, make the switch, folks. Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor, and there's a reason why, BauscherRealEstate.com. Hey, Ridley's Family Markets, shop Ridley's.com. 13 locations across the state of Idaho, surrounding states. I know Johnny and crew were broadcasting from the Middleton location last week, but get on out to Ridley's Family Markets, shop Ridley's.com. We appreciate their support of Bronco Nation News, and you can download that Skip app. Get savings with the 40% off at the checkout line at shopridleys.com. Hey, Transportation Compliance Service, transcompservice.com. Get into the trucking industry, folks. You're looking for a new job, new career change, you want a fresh start, get out on the open road, and they can help you do that in no time at Transportation Compliance Service. Local company helping out folks all over the world, online at transcompservice.com. And hey, Signature Roofing, which leads us to our announcement here. But first, speakpipe.com/BNN. Speakpipe.com/BNN. Leave us a voicemail. We want to hear it on the post-game show, the pre-game show. We want to hear it on the shows tonight. Speakpipe.com/BNN. It's Signature Roofing as a sponsor, covering our community for more than 2 decades. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, you can check them out online at mysignatureroofing.com. And again, it's pretty easy to do, to leave us a voicemail. You just go to speakpipe.com/BNN, and it's right there. And you just kind of record it right there on your phone, right there on your computer, your tablet. It's super easy. Highly recommend it. And speakpipe.com/BNN. We'll be giving away some gift cards and things for whoever some of the top folks are that leave us voicemails. We'll give away some gift cards. I got one on the way to Chris. So appreciate those of you that have left voicemails. And if you'd like to do it in the future, we'll make sure to get that on a future Bronco Nation News show. And we'll play that. And we'd love to hear it on the pregame, postgame show on Saturday from the Air Force Academy. Okay, cool announcement. 2 shows tonight. We, of course, have the 8 o'clock show. That's Riley and Rid. That is at 8 o'clock tonight. That is brought to you by our friends at Jackson's. 2 special guests, as I said, Mason Randolph, the starting center, and Roger Carrion, the right guard. Both those guys are going to be live at the James Kitchen and Bar tonight at 8 o'clock. So you want to come out, meet Riley, meet Rid, meet Roger, meet Mason, get your trading cards signed. We'll give a couple packs away if you want to try to get a card from them and get it signed. We'll do that tonight, 8 o'clock on the patio at the James. And if you're a paying subscriber, your first beer is on me. But don't come at 8, come at 7, because 7 o'clock tonight, finally, yes, we're ready to get it going. The debut episode of the RJ Keene Show, presented by Signature Roofing. That is tonight at 7 o'clock. Also at the James Kitchen and Bar, out on the patio. Special guest tonight, Mike Burns, assistant coach Mike Burns. And you get an IPA and Coach Burns, who knows what kind of stories he's going to tell. So you don't want to miss tonight's show, out on the patio at the James, 7 o'clock, the debut episode of the RJ Keene Show, presented by Signature Roofing. And RJ is going to have coaches, players. He's got all kinds of ideas for things on campus and segments to do. We're going to kind of kick it off with an introductory episode tonight. But as we get going, RJ's got some great ideas and some great goals. We've been teasing this for a while. We've been trying to get it off the ground, but the RJ Keene Show is finally starting tonight. So if you're looking for something to do this evening, you can come up at 7 o'clock, watch the RJ Keene Show, meet RJ, meet Coach Burns, ask a question, hang out. First beer is on BNN if you're a paying subscriber, and they're going to go from 7 till about 7:45, 7:50. And then the football guys will jump in, and we'll have Riley and Rid, and that'll be with Mason Randolph and Roger Carrion. That'll be from 8 to 9. So if you got nothing going on tonight, come join us at the James Kitchen and Bar in person. If you can't if you can't be there in person, you can watch on YouTube live or on delay. We'll have separate YouTube links. One for the RJ Keene Show. You'll watch that from 7 to 7:45, and then you'll switch over to the new link, and that'll be the Riley and Rid Show. also on YouTube from 8 until 9. So 2, not 1, 2 live shows tonight on Bronco Nation News, and both of these shows are free of charge. We'd love for you to go subscribe at bronconationnews.com. We got our 30% off special going right now, but you do not have to be a paid subscriber. This is free of charge. Everybody can watch tonight's show, both of them, 7 and 8, on the Bronco Nation News YouTube channel, and as well as X and Facebook as well. But we do encourage the channel on YouTube because that's the best way to put comments and things in and do all that good stuff. So hope you'll join us tonight at 7 for the RJ Keene Show and at 8 for the Riley and Ridge Show. We are going to talk to Maddox Madsen, Marco Notriani this afternoon. I'll get those interviews posted to the YouTube channel. We'll get those up shortly this afternoon. And all kinds of great stuff. So a lot of good content at BNN. I wrote about the kicking situation yesterday. You can go read that right now. We reposted the Leon Rice interview, if you missed that on Friday. Great 30-minute interview with Coach Rice as well. A lot of content coming to the site. We have ranking the Mountain West quarterbacks. Nathan Carroll did an article ranking the Mountain West quarterbacks through 3 weeks of the season. And I'll just say this. Maddox Madsen is not number 1 in the Mountain West quarterback ratings. So we'll get that posted shortly here. That is not posted yet, but I know that he sent it to me. So we'll get Maddox Madsen, the quarterback ratings in the Mountain West Conference, posted here shortly. That is a story that is only for paid subscribers of Bronco Nation News. So please subscribe, help us out, 30% off, and we'd love to have you subscribe to Bronco Nation News and be able to read the Mountain West quarterback rankings. That story, again, will be posted here shortly. Another reminder, join us, Uncle Bob's on Saturday, 5 o'clock game against Air Force. We'll be doing a watch party. Bronco Nation News, Nathan Carroll, Chris Van Sickle. We were supposed to have Kekala Kaniho, but a commitment came up and he had to back out. So we're working on a backup player. We will let you know shortly who that is. We will have a former player joining us on site, and you can get $3 Coors Lights all during the game on Saturday. We'll have the BNN pregame show live from the field at Falcon Stadium at the Air Force Academy, playing on some of the TVs there. They'll have all the other football games on as well. So great pizza, great drinks. We hope you'll join us Saturday. My wife and kids will be there. They're going to be passing out some koozies and some T-shirts and hats and all kinds of BNN gear. They're going to do a raffle at halftime for whoever had the right team winning and the right score prediction. So they'll give away some gift cards, all kinds of great stuff. If you're looking for something to do on Saturday, watch the game at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian with the BNN crew. And then they'll do a live halftime show and a live post-game show from Uncle Bob's there in Meridian. So live halftime show, live post-game show, and make sure you check us out on Bronco Nation News YouTube for all that good stuff. We're trying out the road game halftime shows this year and seeing how that works and maybe making that a thing that's permanent here moving forward. But halftime, post-game, I'll be at the game at the Air Force Academy, and I'll jump in the post-game show and after I get my interviews done with Coach Danielson and the players. But Nathan and Chris and the crew will start it off, and then I'll take over, and we'll hear from Spencer Danielson and players. And definitely make sure you make our pregame show and our postgame show and now our halftime show part of your Boise State game day experience. And that includes joining us at the James Kitchen and Bar on home games and at Uncle Bob's Pizza for away games. So appreciate all you guys for checking us out. Again, kicking situation still up in the air. Some other, triple option. Just a lot going on right now with this football team as they get set for Saturday's game. And they traditionally have a very, very good record in conference openers. But this is not going to be an easy game, I think, for Boise State as they look to start off conference play 1-0 and continue to try to, get things going here back on the right direction, or I guess continued on the right direction after the win against Eastern Washington. So have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you guys for joining us. Support all of our sponsors. Check out BroncoNationNews.com. Subscribe. Go in the message boards. Chat with fans. We'll see you in there as well. So always enjoy Bronco Nation News subscribers, folks, friends, family, everybody that checks us out in our message boards and comments on our stories and things. And it's a pretty fun online growing community, and it is growing very fast. We've added a number of subscribers, over 700 new subscribers in barely 2 months since we started. So if you want to jump in, have a place throughout the day that you can go chat with Boise State fans in the message boards, and I'll be in there answering your questions, and Prater and Nathan and Chris. So a lot of great content coming here in the near future to the website. Go subscribe if you can. We've got a recruiting roundup with all the stats and things from the high school players over the weekend. And as I said, the Mountain West quarterback rankings coming as well. And then we'll get that interviews, Marco Notriani and Maddox Madsen, posted into the message boards, posted to the YouTube channel as well as soon as we get back from that. So have a great rest of your day. We appreciate you guys. And again, 7 o'clock tonight, 2 live shows. We'll kick it off with the RJ Keene Show and Mike Burns at 7, and then we'll have at 8 o'clock the Riley and Ridge Show with special guests Mason Randolph and Roger Carrion. So join us tonight from the James Kitchen and Bar or on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Appreciate you guys for checking us out. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Counting down to kickoff Saturday, Boise State, Air Force. Going to be a fun one. And as always, as you guys know, we got you covered throughout the day, throughout the night, online at BroncoNationNews.com and the social media channels of Bronco Nation News as well. We'll see you tonight from the James. Take care, everybody.
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.